Radiant team pick.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the JDL League in season number 5. I'm SP Revolution 5 bringing you Isurus Gaming up against Boreal in a best of 3, where Boreal look like the favorites on most outlets, but okay, I need to be offline real quick. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what Reinessa is. Okay, I can log off now. I was gonna see if she wanted to co-cast, but I figured as much not, because she usually is about out, like sleepy out at this point.
10 seconds remaining.
And that was indeed the case. Anyways, back into the game now. We do have Zeus pick up by Boreal. They ban out the Troll and the Io, and Lion picked up by Isurus. Isurus with their full lineup here, which is good to see. Usually they don't, and when their full lineups here, they do look pretty solid. Boreal, let's just go ahead and say they got a lot of stand-ins. And I do need to send out a quick tweet in a second.
10 seconds remaining.
Pull the laptop over here
Radiant
and
team
do that. I'll just do it right here on the second screen. As Juggernaut is picked up by them, because I know Boreal does have quite a presence on Twitter and is always happy to help promote us casters here. Of course, I'm SP Revolution 5, happy to bring you this game via Truesight TV.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve
Nope,
time.
that is not the right one. There's the link. Okay, we're good to see it. And of course I posted it to the wrong Twitter. Copy.
Radiant team back.
Delete tweet. Post tweet. Let's do it. Alright boys, so
Dire team back.
Queen of Pain now being picked up. Should be pretty interesting. Anyway. A big heavy nuke lineup coming out from these guys right away. And
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
trying to see here. Okay, I didn't. Sorry, I just took some headache medicine, I thought, and it's laying right here. And I had to make sure I wasn't gonna like overdose on Tylenol here, because that would be bad. But that's not going to be the case. Anyways, I'm very excited to have you guys here. Once again, thank you so much for coming out. Don't forget, if you've missed any of the JDL matches, we've covered most of them. We didn't get the first round of playoffs in, but
Dire team back.
we're going to be getting more of those as we go along. You can check out our YouTube, which has been posted in the chat. You can always do !YouTube to get the link, which I've just posted 4 minutes ago for you guys. So if you're not in the chat yet and you're going to pull that up, make sure you pop in that chat command real quick and you'll be good.
5 seconds remaining.
And it's actually going to be a Night Stalker ban from Boreal. Interestingly enough, seeing as they were the ones to pick up the Zeus, usually Zeus and Night Stalker have been being picked up occasionally as kind of buddies there, but we will see, indeed.
Radiant
Clockwork being picked up for Boreal now. And Boreal, the struggle with this is that I want to say, okay, we've seen Boreal do this in the past. We've seen this happen in the past. But, on the other hand, this Boreal is made up mostly of stand-ins. We haven't seen pretty much anything from them. And
10
that's
seconds remaining.
really unusual for the JDL League, but Playoffs must be played. And so play on we will.
Reserve time.
They ban out the Slark, a little afraid of those roaming gankers in the mid-game, and I'm hoping that that's going to be what Isurus picks up. The problem being that usually... Let's stay awake here. Usually Isurus doesn't pick that kind of hero. They want to pick a more late-game oriented hero that doesn't necessarily have to go to late game. That's why they prefer things like fullbacks Meepo. And I mean, we've seen them pick up all kinds of things. Should be pretty interesting. Their Treant Protector will actually be that. And this is going to give them kind of a Night Stalker-esque thing in the late game in terms of vision. It'll also make Queen of Pain's lane pretty easy for her, honestly. I do wonder, is the cursor showing up here? I have to
10 seconds remaining.
move the screen so I can try and see it. Yeah, it's not showing up
Remaining.
because it's stupid. Sorry about that. Hope you guys do like the new overlays. Again, we are looking for some sort of small donations so that we can continue making these overlays. And there's a donate link below if you're interested. There was an updated version sent to me this afternoon that I should be using, so let me do that real quick. Perfect. Kind of. I'm not sure
Radiant team pick.
exactly how this is going to look, but we're going to see. Only problem is I think it's done as a JPEG. Let's try it out. Screw it. Hey, it looks like it works. Okay.
10 seconds remaining.
Now if I can just put this in the right folder and everything, we'll be good.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I did have to redo a lot of the way my hard drive was set up in order to install GTA 5 yesterday, so should be here. Delete that one and paste and
Dire team pick.
put it on there. Remove this one. Sorry about that, a little bit of production value. Anyways, let's get right back into the draft. We got Phantom Lancer and Lina picked up from respective sides. A lot of nuke damage for Boreal, adding on to their Zeus. And a kind of question mark in the mid lane. A Sand King as well to add on to Teamfight. They did ban out the Earthshaker, so a little afraid of that much lockdown. And Tidehunter being banned out by Boreal, so afraid of a big Teamfight ult. Treant already has a bit of a big Teamfight ult to work with, but we will see
10 seconds remaining.
if that is going to be the case as well.
5 seconds remaining.
Just to say, this newer overlay, I really like the way he faded it out, but personally, I'm rooting for Isurus. I feel like these guys get a bad rap ever since their TI4 qualifier stint where they didn't do too well. I think they won one game, and ever since then it's been like, oh, Isurus 0, Dota 2, or Nintendo 64, Isurus 0. In other words, they think anything is better than Isurus Gaming, and I really don't think that's the case. They're a better team than people give them credit for. Now, does that mean they're instantly going to win this game? I don't know. It could. It doesn't necessarily. I'm interested to see them go with the Phantom Lancer, who is a nice mid-game carry to work with. I still think we need a pink Arcana for Phantom Lancer so he can be the Pink Panther, but
5 seconds remaining.
going to be a puck out from them, so possibly looking to run the Queen of Pain offlane, or do something we saw in our earlier playoff match where Phantom Lancer was run in an aggressive tri-lane. And and we had a safe lane Queen of Pain. Sand King, though, definitely going to do a lot against that Phantom Lancer. And I'm going to do what I can here to ensure that we get a little higher frames per second on the Doto. But it's staying at 20-something. It's not 60 FPS, oh my god, beauty at the moment. And let me make sure that I have removed my previous co-caster's name from the overlay that we're about to see. And let's go ahead and go live with it. Why not? As we're into the game now, Isurus up against Boreal. Should be a pretty exciting match either way it goes, and I'm very glad to have you guys joining me for it. Since usually I'm a bit nervous solo casting, but we can do that. Okay, apparently Isurus has been picking PL a lot recently. And maybe Boreal haven't done their homework. I'm sure they're still going to strive their best to win this match despite their current status. Just for the sake of the team. I don't think you want to ruin the team's name. Anyways, we're going to have fullback on the Lion. Supporting in the safe lane. Nadara will be on that Treant Protector. Papita will be on the Phantom Lancer. In the mid lane, we're going to have Dolcemania is not on the mid lane. It's actually going to be an off lane Queen of Pain, played by him. And DDX will be playing your Puck. On the other side of the river, we've got PQ playing the Lina support. Angry Testy will be on your Juggernaut. Looks to be your hard carry here. KVH on probably a mid Zeus. Riser on the Sand King. And Jeppens playing the Clockwork. Sand King looking for maybe more of a roaming role. He has gone ahead and picked up boots, so maybe not looking to get too much farm in the early stages of the game. And we actually will see a bit of an engagement here as Jeppens will get stunned up. Tree armor coming out on Pepita. They are going to retreat off of this and possibly go back in and try and get the rune. Cogs blocking off their Sand King will actually grab the rune. And up top we had Lina grab it. So both runes going the way of Boreal this early, and actually DDX, well, taking a lot of harass. The Light Strike Array on the rune is a very powerful rune control ability very early on in the game when people want to just crowd around it and you honestly want to stop them from doing it at all costs. And also Lina has great attack damage. 50 damage level 1. It's not bad at all. Now, Puck is going to get a very quick magic stick out up against the Zeus, something I would definitely suggest. And Dolce going to be saving up for a Null Talisman, I'm assuming. Doesn't even turn around to right-click poor PQ until it's too late. I'm wanting to think it's Spanish and just pourquoi. And actually, Queen of Pain dropping low, but does pop the salve. A luxury that PQ does not have just yet with that dagger in his back. But Angry Testy will be there to ward her off, so won't result in the kill just yet, but and now that that dagger's down, we will see him salving back up. We do have Sand King manning the pull right now. And he actually did go with that first point in Burrow Strike, so should be interesting. Excuse me. Jeppens now on the bot lane, cogging up the PL, but could spell his doom. He pushes them toward him. And he is not long for this world. First Blood going to go over to Pepita, and Dire's Courier actually going down as well. And I can only imagine where that died, since I actually didn't see it. Was it down here? Maybe that was it? That's a feature of the map, right? It's gotta be. I don't know. Anyways, we do have stacks coming up for your Radiant team. Isurus already getting on the stack train. There is, well, one stack up for the Sand King right now. He's staying in lane a little bit more, hoping that Isurus isn't going to be able to get away with the greed from Dolce on the Queen of Pain, who has managed to get 4 last hits. Juggernaut only sitting at 8 right now. And Lion, before he heads home, he will go ahead and stack, I believe, nothing else because of the timing. Meanwhile, up top, Dolce gonna get spotted out as they clear up the trees. He's got 3 seconds on a blink dagger. Or a blink. Blink. It's not a blink dagger. You know what I mean. But it's not gonna be enough to bail him out of the game right now. And we're just going to see the TP back into lane at the moment. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, PL gonna continue to farm up a bit. And they are spotting out the stack. I guess they're just pinging it out, saying, hey, it's here. We need it. Zeus can, of course, farm those stacks just as well. And Dyer's Courier now respawning it. I'm assuming it was Zeus's boot initially. And they will actually have a triple stack here. Start farming a double stack on the hard camp for Sand King to get him a bit more XP. If he can get to level 5, he'll have that level 3 Sandstorm to work with him. Really start to dish out the damage and farm quickly in the jungle. The early levels he was able to get by assisting in that kill on Quap up top is going to help him out a lot. Now, Jeppin's in a bit of trouble as Ndara does manage to leech seed him out and had an invis rune as well. One more right click from, well, either hero will basically do the job, except there's a salve coming out. Queen of Pain now coming in looking for it. Will find a right click and be able to help take him down. So Dolce making a good rotation out here and able to pick up a kill for himself as well. And you definitely want Queen of Pain to do that early on, especially when she's in that sort of weak lane like the off lane. We're going to see Phantom Lancer actually pick up a 5-minute Midas. Less than that, actually. The Little Potato Man really going to town down here on the bot lane, sitting 29 last hits. Juggernaut is sitting similar, but he's going for a more aggressive build with the Phase Boots and the Quelling Blade here. Looking to farm up quick, but do a lot. And meanwhile, Queen of Pain just moving all around the map. They're going to commit a coil mid lane to gank the Zeus. 600 gold on the puck now. Almost 1,000 on Queen of Pain. And we're going to start to see some pretty big core items for them. They are leaving the Juggernaut to free farm, but I feel like them getting these kills and shutting down heroes like the Zeus and the Clockwork, who are the initiators for Boreal, are going to be pretty important. Now, they can't easily shut down the Sand King, which is going to be their serious problem, who is now up to that level 5. His Sandstorm is doing 75 damage per second. And, well, that's a lot of damage. Let's just go ahead and say it. It'll kill jungle creeps very quickly, and he'll be able to get even more out of these stacks he's been able to get up. Meanwhile, bit of a double pull going on here. They still do have these stacks up, and I'm assuming they're leaving these for, well, PL could farm them, Puck could farm them. Lion and Tree can definitely get the XP out of them. Even Tree could possibly farm them with, if he has Leech Seed and Heal to back him up. It's questionable. Puck and Quap are probably your most obvious choices with the AoE, or if we see PL go for some sort of life steal. He'd be able to do so as well. Angry Chesty still trying to farm. He is very, very fast early on. 411 move speed when he pops those Phase Boots, and we'll be able to run up to the Queen of Pain if need be. There's a ward placed down by Nadara just to see if anybody's coming into this lane and protect the PL even more. So they've done a great job. There is going to be Quap moving in here. Nice movement from Papita, though, as he doppelgangers on in. Jeppin's getting slowed by the Quap now, and they will go ahead and take him down, as Queen of Pain actually ends up getting the kill, I believe, with the dagger once again. Actually, 2 points in that dagger, so kind of an off-lane build once again for her. They actually spotted out Zeus. Zeus spotted the Quap, but he's on a mission. And that mission is to kill the PL. And the mission was failed, also. Yeah, one lightning bolt to the face won't quite do it. And with that living armor up, there's a lot of damage block to work on. He does have an ult available, but it's going to be a rather useless ult if there's nothing he can do. He actually makes it home in time. Puck, meanwhile, takes down Alina. He does pop an ulti, but it doesn't do much of anything to the bot lane. And, well, DDX not doing a ton either. DDX, of course, not to be confused with DDZ. The Oh, the former Aero Gaming member. And Riser actually going to find a stack for himself down here. Pretty happy about that, but he is visible. They're going to start draining mana. He does have enough for a Burrow Strike, but it's very short range. And he actually hasn't picked up his ult yet, but the hook shot just off the mark for the Clockwork. A 2-man stun from Lina, and they pick up a second kill for them on the board. However, there is already 5 kills for Isurus. Or already 5 kills, excuse me. And Nadara getting harassed out, losing his armor very quickly. He will fall to the Clockwork, finally getting the team's 3rd kill and making a bit of a comeback here. So Isurus have been sitting at a pretty nice gold lead and an XP deficit, but they'll be doing just fine in that moving into the mid game. And again, KVH, I believe, is...
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Okay, he was attempting to kind of counter stack it, so it could not possibly be stacked. But Puck and Sand King both getting their Blink Daggers at the exact same time, right there at the 9-minute mark, and Sand King picking up a smoke with it as well. It'll be interesting to see what they plan to get done with this. Puck already moving around a bit and hiding the Blink Dagger from the enemy team by moving it to the jungle. Assuming they don't have a ward here, this should work just fine. And it looks like he's... Okay, I thought he was going to farm that stack for a second, but maybe he's just moving around a bit. And they're going to try to stack this up once again for whomever, honestly. Yep, going to have 2 double stacks here. Or triple stacks now. They were double stacks, of course. Region Rune being picked up for Puck, and KVH picking up the Haste Rune, of course, as well. Now, PL is going to go to work farming now. He does have that casual lifesteal and the Ring of Aquila for extra stats and damage. And the extra attack speed from the Midas won't be hurting at all. In fact, he's sitting number 2 in terms of net worth, only 500 gold behind, but... Meanwhile, in the bot lane, they do take down Lion, who is left alone to fight against the enemy team. Both supports rotating down for that. And Sand King sitting on the blink. Lina sitting on Tranquils and a smoke. They're going to move probably into the jungle to look for this. They know their stacks up, so they know something's going to be going down. And ironically enough, we do see Pepita not taking the other stack. Now, up top, Queen of Pain, or in the mid, excuse me, Queen of Pain was dominating. Managed to take down the Zeus, is sitting on 1,400 gold, could be looking for a Midas of her own to kind of make that investment into a scepter that we oftentimes see Ancient Apparitions make. Although I'd much rather see a Orchid here, especially against Lina and Zeus. That's an item that's going to give you so much utility in the mid game. Now, Pepita should fall here. He will actually. Midas was used at least, and he is working on his treads, but falling a bit behind here, as they are going to be able to get the XP, and the Jeppins should be able to get the gold if Lina's not going to take it from the stack. So I think they're trying to bait out here. However, we will see Fullback, who does place down the ward. He hexes up the Lina. And a silence coming out from DDX. The neutral creep not getting the kill. Instead, Puck with the orb gets a double kill. And DDX, well, he's playing the way we know DDX plays. DDX almost grabs the Invis Room, but they're not going to get it. Instead, that'll go over to Clockwork, who goes ahead and activates it. Doesn't have a bottle on his person right now. And they'll clean up the last few creeps at least. But a nice return combo for Isurus, picking off the tree and the Queen of Pain. Tree only sitting on boots and a little bit of money. And Lina going ahead and picking up another smoke for the team. Boreal being very proactive with the smokes and ready to use them at any time. Angry Tessie has his Yasha now as well. But Puck coming in, he's going after Clockwork and will manage to bring him down despite the salve and Clockwork's best efforts. And Puck is actually sitting on 2k gold right now. I really think that at this point for DDX, you want to go for something like the Orchid, something like the Dagon, something that gives you a lot of burst damage that is an item the enemy team isn't expecting yet. I would even hold off on finishing your boots if you can pick up one of those items this early. And he actually will pop the silence. He's going to get away, though. Nice phase shift into orb. Off of that, he's already level 11, by the way. And is only sitting on level 1 ult, but for Puck, that can often be all you need, especially when phase shift is going to give you a lot of extra utility up against Sand King, up against Zeus, up against Juggernaut as well. It's going to do just a ton to save your life, keep you alive, and keep that streak going. 2,300 gold. It could just be a sheep stick here. Nice blink away from DDX, and this is the kind of play. He even throws out the coil. Miss on the ult from Dolce, but doesn't even matter. Puck managing to help secure the kill with the orb there. As Japans now get silenced, they want to go for more here, and they definitely can. Papita, he's going to move forward, tearing down some trees in the process. Hookshot comes out and splits the heroes just right there. Queen of Pain securing that kill. And it's great for them to have these heavy nuke heroes backing them up right now. It is going to be a Yules for Puck. A little bit interesting, but definitely a very good item to have since it is like a secondary phase shift, and he can, of course, disable the enemies with that as well. I'd still much rather see a sheep stick, but that's me, and I'm the greediest player there ever was. Apologies, Havost. I think it is me. But a 14-minute Yules after the Blink Dagger is going to give him a nice amount of regen, whereas if he'd gone for something like the Dagon, not so much. The Sheep Stick or the Orchid, sure, it would have given you tons of regen, but
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
mid lane now. We look like we're going to have a bit of an engagement. Two-man silence comes out. A scream from Quap. And a finger to finish the job. Lion just saying, hey, I'm a support, you're a support, but I'm a living support. So, how you like me now? And Boreal losing their gold advantage quite quickly, as well as their XP advantage they were able to accrue with this free-farming Juggernaut, who is able to sneak into the jungle and grab some stacks here. Also still sitting on that Aegis, but not doing a lot with it yet. I'm assuming we're going to see something like the... I'm trying to think, I don't know. You could see Sanjay Yasha come out here. You could see a Manta to purge off one silence, although potentially Queen of Pain will be picking up something else. 20k, 100, or 2,000, let's just say, gold sitting up on her. Blink Dagger incoming, obviously, here. And they are doing some aggressive warding here, although, unfortunately, it's right under a sentry, so... That's really too bad for Boreal. And I believe that ward will block the camp as well. Not 100% sure about that spot, though. In fact, I think if it did, we'd see more players use it. We'll keep an eye on that, because if it does, that's a very creative ward. And Riser getting put up in the air actually uses himself and manages to completely dodge a lightning bolt that Zeus had queued up. Angry Testy. No, not going to go for it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Imalina managing to throw out the Dragon Slave at Dragon, or Phantom Lancer. PL still farming it up. He does have a Yasha now for some extra attack speed. A little bit of extra move speed as well. And Zeus attempting to de-ward here. Will get the chance to do so. And actually a stun coming out on Dolce. He needs to blink away. We'll be able to do it quickly. And Dolce is working on the Aghanim Scepter. What I prefer, personally, as the first item, especially against a hero like Juggernaut. Zeus ult, though, coming out. And an ult from Jug, managing to clean up the tree. A Laguna Blade to clean up the PL. They know they can't get these kills easily. So when they can get them, they have to get them and get out with objectives. And this is the kind of objective they're looking for. Unfortunately, though, on the top lane, Lion and Puck looking for an objective of their own. And Puck sitting on 1,000 gold. Potentially is looking at upgrading boots at this point. At least I hope so.
Dire's top
course, DDX being one of the most prominent mids in the world, and I would say almost inarguably the best member of this squad. For his Storm Spirit play, I'd love to see him and Sumail face off, Storm Spirit to Storm Spirit. Because he just plays it like a very man-focused hero. There is going to be a smoke coming out from the Quap and the Lion here. Quap working on that Aghanim Scepter. Still about 1,700 to go, but making great progress on it for this point in the game. She can hit that by 25 minutes. I think that'd be good. And meanwhile, the finger will come out on Lena, but she has 50 HP. It's just enough. And the illusions of Juggernaut scaring him off enough to make it not. It is the Manta for that Jug. Of course, you can't Manta out of a Lion Stun. Or a Lion Hex, that is. I think you could potentially Manta out of the Earth Spike if you got really lucky. But I'm not sure. I do not know what server this is. Actually, I can probably figure it out. Let's try and guess here. Actually, these guys being the Isurus players here, I know PNCL Mago is Nadara. It probably is US East. It's got to be US East. I only have 6 milliseconds, so yeah, it has to be US. Although Isurus not letting the ping get to him. There is still a slight golden XP lead for Boreal, but neither of those have eclipsed the 3K mark, with gold sitting not even at 2K yet. So Sand King gonna get jumped on top lane. Puck with the phase shift. They do actually snap the coil though. Bit of missed timing from Riser there, and not really disjointing that projectile. Oh, but the TP and the blink, it is going to be enough to get him out of there. They didn't know where he went, and they weren't going to waste any time trying to find out because he was just trying to keep them around for the rest of his team to move in here. They won't be able to do so in the meantime. But Juggernaut still hard at work on this bot tower, trying to find another objective for the team, which neither team has really been able to do. Now, Dolce coming in here. He is going to find out the real Angry Tessie very quickly, who does have a BKB and an ult available. They just need like one more right click. There we go. Dolce able to secure the kill there. Only sitting about 700 now from the Aghanim Scepter. And yeah, sorry about the burp there. I took a swig of my root beer to keep my mouth hydrated and whatnot, and it didn't work out. Now actually, Riser's going to blink in. They'll take down fullback, who is honestly a relatively easy kill, and he was just trying to stay around and get a few extra blast hits for his blink dagger. Capizzi, it's probably not west, because if I check my ping like this, it's going to say 31, which means it's definitely east. Because I'm in North Carolina, the US East servers are Virginia, so it's not that far. I could probably drive to the server if I knew exactly where it was in like 2 or 3 hours if I needed to. If I had to guess. I'm not even sure if that bit showed up through the overlay, which looks gorgeous, by the way. Anyways, back into the game now. It looks like Sand King either going for 4-staff, Yules, or Ags. Usually I'd say 4-staff or Ags is your next pickup on him, but in this meta, Yules is too good. Like, it is simply too good. Now, Quap does have her Aghanim Scepter up right here under the 23-minute mark. A fine timing for an off-lane hero. In fact, 6.4k net worth, a whole 1,000 ahead of the Clockwork, and even a bit ahead of the Sand King, who's sort of becoming that fourth core for his team, and in a positive way. And Riser actually going to stun up fullback, who will get bursted down. Fullback, though, he's going to get a little bit of extra armor, but it won't be enough. They'll be able to bring him down, and I believe that was... I mean, it was practically just Caustic Finale. So, yeah. Quap, meanwhile, taking down the Lina. We do have an ult out from Jug, but it's not going to be very effective against the PL. In fact, there'll be an ult out from Nadara as well. Jeppin's coming in right now. He will heal himself up, and Nadara trying to leech seed enough damage. Meanwhile, Dolce does bring down the Juggernaut, and Nadara does end up going down. But KVH, he's alone here. Puck, phase shifted out. There's a suicide. A silence out from Puck. Jeppin's force staffing himself out. Riser coming in with the ult now, and he's going to clean up the fight. 2 down there. And Puck on the run here. Jeppins doesn't have another hook shot for 30 seconds, and they will be able to get him out of there. But that's the only real survivor of this fight, seeing as Lion was taken down before the fight even began. He's still just inches away from the Blink Dagger, but if you can keep him right there for long enough, it's going to get to the point where the greed will begin to overtake him. To the point where psychologically he might just say, okay, I'm going top, I'm killing 4 creeps, and I'm getting this Blink Dagger, and then you just wait there and you kill him each time. Because he's Lion, he has under 750 HP 24 minutes into the game, and you have 3 heavy nukers, a great lockdown hero in Clockwork, and a very hard hitter. In terms of the Juggernaut. Sand King now picking up the Yules. Yep, in this metagame, you get a Yules, you get a Yules, you get a Yules. And they are starting to inch toward that 3k advantage mark, as actually Nadara does fall once again to the Clockwork. So Isurus slipping a bit here, but definitely have that kind of team fight where things can go their way. They actually will blink away from Riser. That could have been a ping issue right there. Puck's silence is on cooldown now, so they're going to have some trouble finding the Sand King. Can they blink towards him? It's a bait, though. It is a trap, and they're going to realize it just in time. Lion now with the Blink Dagger up. They are going to see where that they will spot it out as well. So they're pinging it out right now. And Juggernaut's Illusion is going to go over and just kill this one off real quick. Seeing as it... Well, it was in range of the Sentry Ward, but... Puck scouting out Roche with the orb real quick just to make sure. But Roche is going to walk out and say, Regen Rune. I don't need that. Nah. I'm good, man. Thanks, now. And Juggernaut, meanwhile, is going to go right out after Roche. Yeah. Meanwhile, I was just checking out, that one. Anyways, checking out Roshan's abilities. DDX gonna get nuked down. Zeus actually finding a Queen of Pain with his ult, and actually a hook shot coming in now. DDX does have the Blink Dagger available soon. And Jeppin's going to try to give chase here. Meanwhile, we do see Treant going down to Sand King. They're trying to go after Puck. And he will blink and TP away. He should be fine here. Yeah, they don't have another rocket to take him down with. Sorry, I thought that was a more interesting engagement, even though it didn't result in a kill. And there's lots of kills going on. Keep in mind, we've got 34 kills in 27 minutes. It's hard to keep up here, folks. I'm doing my best. Meanwhile, DDX getting taken down by the Lina. Actually ending his dominating streak. I believe that's his first death of the game, yeah. Now, he hasn't been able to get many more kills, but he is getting lots of assists, and I believe he's working toward that sheepstick as well. So, looks like Isurus does need to pause here. And I'm going to move away from the creepy sounds of Sand King's Sandstorm to the oddly quiet Queen of Pain. For once in her life, she's actually quieted down a bit. In the meantime, if you guys are hanging out, saying, hey, I kind of like this caster. He's okay. He's not the best in the world, but he's okay. You can check me out at SBRevolution5. Of course, you can check out Truesight TV, my casting studio, which I am a part of, along with Archaea, Dragondrop, Rupture, and Reinessa. At the moment, Plague has taken a leave of absence at the moment. He may come back. We're not sure. It was just a personal thing he had to attend to, so he won't be around for a little while. But best of luck to him. He just needed some time off. Anyways, we are going to get right back into the game over here with Isurus and Boreal.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Tessie coming on in. Takes down the tower.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Jug's still inching ahead of that PL for net worth. Also, something else I forgot to mention, if you're enjoying the cast, don't forget to hit the follow button on the channel. We really appreciate that. It's the best way to figure out when we're casting, at least on this channel, if not Truesight TV too, which is also able to be followed. In fact, let me just post those links in the chat for you guys as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The game actually slowing down some. As soon as I talk about how many kills there are in the game, it's like, nope, no more kills. Not gonna happen. You don't get one. No kill for you. Zeus ult. Primed up. Aghanim's ready. And this is gonna be a pretty big game changer for Boreal. Lina hasn't made much item progression, but she is playing that very hard support role. Sand King working either AC or Shivas at this point, and there actually is gonna be a dust thrown out by the Lina, just, I guess, checking for trees. I mean, there were trees in the area, obviously, but not invis trees that were going to be revealed by the dust. So, Jim actually picked up by her. I'm assuming she won't be the one to carry it. I don't think she'd be the best Jim holder at the moment. Maybe Sand King or Jug could do that. Probably the Sand King, though, seeing as Jug does not have very many slots. And I wouldn't give it to Clockwork, to be honest, because he is meant to just chase. All but fullback, hiding in the trees here. Ready for an ambush if they can find him. And they actually do find him. He's in a lot of trouble here. He will manage to stun him up, but the Abyssal actually being used there when just a right click would have done. Angry Testy living up to his name, and Nadara getting taken down as well. A mega kill streak as KVH is putting Boreal in this game. They're putting their foot down and saying, hey, we can win this. There's a 10k gold advantage. We got this, boys. Yeah, at least for game number 1. DDX is going to phase shift here. He'll manage to get the blink off. Dolce popping an ult, getting Yules into the air. But they're coming in. The gem's on the ground. They do manage to pick it up with KVH. Dolce on the run. He needs to blink away. Won't be able to do so. They do lose another hero in the process, but at least manage to take something down. Meanwhile, the Radiant top rack's under attack. They do trade for a tier 1 bot at least, and they're not actually going to lose the top tower. And they do have that tree to heal up the tower, racks, what have you as well. Which that is something that can keep them in this game, especially if Boreal look to kind of rat them out. And Jug is picking up a Talisman of Evasion now. He'll drop his Aquila so that he can bottle up this rune and probably pass it back to Zeus in a moment. Zeus, I believe, is looking straight for Refresher now, so. And Jug, I think he thought he was hanging on to buyback and then ran out a bit, but he's going to continue farming. As he will. Okay, he's going to reveal that null Talisman of Evasion pickup now. PL does have a lot of gold in the bank, and I think an MKB could be next on his shopping list here for sure. The little bit of extra attack speed it gives will help a lot. The mini bash will help a ton to stop us channeling Sand King, among other things. But most importantly, I think the True Strike against Jug is going to be essential moving into the late game, especially when Jug already has the Talisman of Evasion up at 30 minutes. He's only going to get fatter now at this point. And while some might like fat Jugs, if you're on the enemy team, I wouldn't be a fan of those fat Jugs. Now, Nadara is going to run right into the enemy team. With their gem, they'll spot him out. And Riser now on an unstoppable streak as he picks up yet another kill this game. They're going to chase down what they think is the real PL, but they're not actually going to find him. The ult from Zeus, though, and the hook shot. Nice movement from Pepita, getting himself away, and he actually will get pushed back by those cogs. A blink forward, though, will do the job, and actually very well placed. He lives for a second, but actually runs back into that Shiva's aura, and fullback, yep, zip in, Yule's up, plop down, and taken down. As Boreal looking to get a little bit further ahead. Didn't look great in the early game. Their laning stage was not strong, but they came out of it okay. And Isurus are going to need to get this PL another big item before they're going to really be able to make an impact here. The problem is they have a lot of initiation. They're just getting picked off constantly. And again, this goes back to Boreal's good use of smoke. Okay. Nadara, buddy. I love Nadara. He's a great guy. But I know that was a misclick because he did it and then he just stood there like, oh my god, what have I done? What have I done? Don't mean to point that out too much, but poor guy. He's got those big fingers. It can happen. Meanwhile, a two-man coil. Nice silence off. And a Quap ult as well. They'll bring down the Lina, but only in exchange for two. There's a buyback from the puck. TPing him right now. Pepita. He's going to split. He'll get back up to the high ground. Nadara on the front line, so we'll get taken down. Quap buying back as well. Lion went down somewhere in that fight. And a blink now up on the Zeus. They've bought back, but they've got to get something for it. Jeppins on the lookout. He actually will hookshot away to the Sand King. Puck doesn't have a coil, though, and this is the problem. Without a coil, he has no way of stopping them from escaping. I mean, you can use them, yeah, but then they just keep walking right after. And Sand King may be getting a little greedy. They reveal that they know PL's there. But Juggernaut now with the butterfly. And this hero is just nasty. Nasty at this point. Now Yuri Testy has to be quick on the trigger. There's the silence. And actually nice Yules from the puck. Unless it was from the Sand King, which it was. And Riser now godlike. There's a nice Quap ult, but the problem being, it doesn't do much. It was well placed. It's just not enough damage. Who would have thought 575 pure damage wasn't enough damage, but compared to something like the Lina, with her 950 pure damage, potentially, with the Ags and the level 3 ult. It's... Ow. Okay. It's just not enough, and now, with Puck going down yet again, they have no buyback on him. And they're going to take half a Rax, at least, if not the whole thing, and it looks like they will. There's just not that much that Isurus can do to defend against this at the moment, seeing as their heroes don't quite have what they need at this point in the game. And they're just popping the healing ward for sustain. About 15 seconds more and the heroes will be back up. And it looks like Boreal just want to sit here and commit. Say, hey, we got this. Oh dear. And just before they do respawn, Dolce is going to die back as well, with no buyback available. And all PL can really do is sit here and look and say, well, I'm here, team. You guys coming back? He can't even commit to a big engagement. Riser actually screwing up the burrow strike there a little bit. They'll jump on him, but they'll call GG. They know this one's over, and they're going to go on to game number 2, where they have the chance of pulling it back, and I seriously think Isurus can do it. But Boreal, they definitely surprised in game number 1, even with their somewhat shaky-looking roster. They're able to pull it together and bring a close to the game. So, it is going to be a victory for Boreal in game number 1, but this is a best of 3. This is an elimination match for one of these teams as well. And will it be Isurus, or will Boreal spare them that fate and fall on their own sword, rather? Not to say that Boreal are completely in control, just trying to make things very dramatic. Anyways, Boreal wins game 1. We'll be going over to game 2 in just a second. I'm SB Revolution 5 for Truesight TV. You can find me on Twitter at SB Revolution 5 and on Facebook at SB Revolution 5 Dota. You can find Truesight TV at Truesight TV on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, and Hitbox. And we really appreciate your support, guys. Have a good one. We'll be right back.